What's up, Capoeira Nation? Today I'm going to make an special announcement because I'm doing a giveaway to celebrate my second anniversary of the Capoeira Experience podcast. I have partnered up with Tombow to give away a beanie. This is a beautiful beanie, blue unisex high quality beanie. It's going to keep you warm. To win this giveaway, make sure you follow on Instagram the Capoeira Experience podcast and Tombow Gear. The handles of the podcast and Tombow Gear are going to be on the description. Make sure you follow them, and also on this video please tag 2 friends for you to be chosen to win this beautiful beanie that I have right here with me. And the giveaway winner will be on the episode that will be up on January 15th. Make sure you stay tuned, make sure you follow and tag 2 friends. Okay, thank you so much. Good luck. What's up, Capoeira Nation? Welcome back to the Capoeira Experience podcast. Happy New Year. This is a new episode for this. This is the second episode or first episode? First episode of the year. And very happy to be back. Very happy to be back every Friday, every week, for you to bring you some cool information and share our thoughts and our experience, Capoeira experience. You know what I mean? So I'm Kashishi, instructor Kashishi from Capoeira Brazil, Indianapolis, bringing some podcasts straight to you, directly to you, from me to you, from me, or whatever. You know what I mean? So, I was thinking today, there's today I'm going to do my top 3 of the way I perform my classes. So for example, have you ever, if you teach or if you have an information in your head, and whatever information, right? So if you have this information in your head, how do you translate into words what do you know, right? So part of the communication, how you communicate what is in your head to whoever is in front of you, or the new audience, or in this case students, or how you, for example, if you are capoeira teacher, how do you translate what you have in your head to that person to make you understand? Okay, so it's not just like you stand in front of the people and you are, capoeira is beautiful, capoeira is for everybody, let's go do some jingas, and you move like this and like this and like this, now you copy. Okay, it doesn't work like that. So you have to explain it, you have to demonstrate to them so they can follow you, because you are the example of the class, right? So it's the same like a math teacher. The math have to be an exercise, right? So you do 1 + 1 = 2. So the teacher have to put on the board 1 + 1 = 2. So that way we have that information in front of us, and then eventually you make it more complex and you create more complex exercises, right? So capoeira is very, very close. Of course, it's a little more complex, but how can we translate those teachings into physical, to a physical being, right? And capoeira is a very unusual form of art. It's not like it's not something just like personal training. Like my wife is personal trainer, right? So it's completely different to teach. Well, you just standing here. Of course, you gotta watch form. You watch everything, right? But when it comes to capoeira, is completely different. It's a little more complex. Is because sometimes some stuff in capoeira makes no sense, if you know what I mean. And once you are in capoeira and you get to practice and you get to execute those movements, they start making more sense to you. And there's is a complexity behind capoeira, right? So these, for example, these are going to be my three ways how I see how I play that movie in my head. How do I teach Jinga, and how I have been teaching to my students throughout these years, me being here in the US, because it's not my language. I have to come, have to adapt myself to the person in front of me. So it's, we make the common mistake that that person in front of me is the one that have to adapt to my teaching, and that's a very wrong way to approach a teaching. And I learned that the hard way because I have many people coming to my class and they never stayed. So it's good for us to is good for us to adapt to that person in front of us. Not everybody learns the same way. I'm a slow learner, so for me, it's going to be completely different to learn on somebody else. And I like to break stuff down for people to learn it. For example, the way I teach handstand, I like to break it in between conditioning to handstand, because it's not just jumping into the handstand because a person do a wrong movement and it can get that person can get hurt, right? Uh, so let me tell you, these are my three ways. Okay, so I'm gonna go from top three, from three to one. Okay, I'm gonna break it down. So my number three is form. I focus so much on form because I have injuries. My injuries came from a very bad form, and I know I had very bad forms either through pictures or through video. And of course, some people told me, "Hey, like you doing this wrong," but we have to be very focused on form, because if you have the everything is connected in the human body, right? So if you have a very curved back in the Jinga, just look at the Jinga, right? Just starting with the Jinga. That Jinga first is going to be unstable, and two, you are going to create tension in some muscles that shouldn't have that tension. For example, the lower back. Have you ever noticed, or if you Jinga, you listening right now, right? So if you Jinga and your lower back start hurting, is because there's some bad form, or you are not warm enough, or you have a bad form, and those two things matters a lot. Okay, their form can either create injuries, or a good form can prevent injuries. And I'm saying that on the first hand because I have small injuries. It's not like I have a very bad injuries. My worst injuries was on my lower back because I had a very extremely very bad form when I was doing that exercise in capoeira. And because there wasn't no the person that was teaching the class didn't explain the form, the how is the proper way for you to execute the movement. For example, I'm gonna see if I can break it down for you. So I hurt my lower back by doing a hash down. A hash down, the way I learned, and the hash down I learned on when I learned it. Imagine two people, right? Person A is standing on Jinga position, left by Jinga position, right? Person B standing facing that person on the same Jinga, meaning the other person is right leg back Jinga position, right? So the person neither are mirroring the Jinga. Person A stays right there, right on the spot, Jingo position. Person B steps from right leg, front, okay, step forward, and the hands grabs behind both knees of the Jinga. Your head is going to be under the let's say the armpit, okay, your behind your neck is going to be under the armpit of the person of the Jinga position, right? And the hands that are grabbing those behind those knees are going to drag towards you, and because you are lifting the person, is a takedown. You are lifting the person. You have to use your legs, right, for you to lift the person. You can lift anyone if you do the proper way. If you lift the legs and you take the person down. The way I did it was completely wrong. I think that was probably like 12 years ago or something like that. 12, 13 years ago, I don't remember. So I grab the person the exact same way I describe A and B, right? I'm person B. I did the arch down. I step forward. I grab the hands behind the knees. I'm sorry, and I pull the person towards me, and I use my lower back. My legs were straight, and I lift that person with my back. Instantly, around the spot, my back hurt so bad, so bad that I have to stop. You know, imagine this like old person grabbing the back, right? I was exact same position. I was holding my back. Something happened. I felt the tension on the muscle, and I felt that like uncomfortable feeling. But I was warm, so I didn't pay too much attention. And I keep doing the movement and keep doing. I did it probably 3-4 more times, and I had to stop because it was hurting. Because I keep doing the exact same movement, the exact same way. That after those, we have to like play in the hada and do the movements and all that. When I play in the hada, I was completely messed up. I couldn't play too much. When I got home, my muscles cooled down. It was terrible. It was super painful because I had very terrible bad form. I have horrible bad form, and that caused I paid the price, and that caused the injury in my lower back. I kind of feel a little bit today, and then of course with the years, now I have to work out and do some exercise for my lower back so I get my lower back stronger. Because now I understand more the form and how the human body works. The form, I see many people too doing queixada when they do queixada, and they stick the floor, and pay attention to this. Not everybody does, of course. Some people do, some people don't. And there's very common injuries in the capoeira, right? In the capoeiristas is either the knees, either the lower back, shoulders, usually joints, knees, or let's go from bottom. Is ankles, knees, hips, lower back, or shoulders. Sometimes wrists and elbows, sometimes. But knees and lower back are the most common. Because we have a bad form, we are not paying attention to the form. If you check pictures or videos of people doing queixada, you're going to see the knee rotating too much. And that is going to cause injuries on the knees. Okay, so there's tendons that are going to get hurt with that hyper rotation, if we can call it that way, okay? If you are more expert on this and you are listening to this, come to a podcast and let's talk about these injuries and how we can prevent this, okay? So we can go now deep level on professional people, somebody that knows more specifically what they're talking about, okay? I know this on my personal experience, okay? This I learned this the hard way through injuries, because I have a bunch of all these injuries. Thank God I haven't get any injury on my knees. I feel a little pain sometimes, but it's because I'm doing something wrong, okay? So form, I focus so much on my students to have form. This form, straight back, straight leg, and that also will prevent to hurt somebody else in front of you if you have bad form. We will get deeper on that later. So number 3, form. Number 2, organize the order what you are going to teach to people, right? So for example, I've seen on classes, of course this is my personal opinion, okay? Everybody can teach however they want, but this is the way I teach. I wouldn't teach somebody that has 1 year doing capoeira something that person 5 years doing capoeira. Okay, so for example, if you are my student, you've been practicing with me for 1 year. If you are still work on the base, because basic should be the whole time, right? We always have to work on basic. Even if you advance, very advanced, you should work on base, so that way you don't lose that part. But at the beginning, you have to work more on base, less on advanced stuff. For example, if you are a beginner and let's say you are doing, you're still working your Ahmada, right? But I'm not going to teach you, or I can teach you Vengativa and I can show you how it works, but I won't my work with the first 2 years, it won't focus too much on Vengativa. We can practice it, but we're not going to execute Vengativa because you don't know the form yet. You don't know the timing. You don't know the form. You are barely controlling Ahmada. Of course, there's cases that we can change. We can change a little bit and play a little bit around that, right? But I'm not a big fan of teaching takedowns if you don't know how to fall, and 2, you don't even know the form yet of specific movements. So I personally don't teach I don't teach rasteras, or I don't teach Vengachivas or execute Vengachivas. You can practice it, but I don't execute the Vengachiva or bandas until I know you have a strong base. Once you have a strong base, we can go to the next step. And today's days, we live on such a fast society that everything is so fast, thanks to technology, which is a good stuff, which is a good thing. But we want to run before we learn how to even walk. So we already want to run a triathlon when we don't even know how to walk. So we have to trust the process of learning, trust yourself in the process of learning, and trust the learning. It's a lot of learning, but if you know what I mean, you have to trust the process of from point A to point B. You shouldn't be practicing hashtera when you don't know how to do Ahmada, right? Because once you understand Ahmada, once you know Ahmada and understand the process of the Ahmada, you can practice takedowns from the Ahmada because you already know the points, right? You already know the timing. You already know the weakest point of the Ahmada. You know how fast you can go, how slow you can go, and you can go. You know how high you can go or how low you should go on Ahmada. So it's different ways, right? Also, there's tall person and short person. It's a completely different scenario. So it's a scenario in the sense of how you can approach. So for us as a teachers, from my personal perspective, okay, I don't think I wouldn't be teaching my students with 1 year how to do hashtera if you don't know how to do Ahmada yet. Or let's put a scenario, hashtera to the Ahmada if you don't know how to do ahmada yet, right? If you don't know control it, if you don't know how to fall from the ahmada. And so that was how I organize the basics movements, or the basic movements, for me to know where I can take my students. And because also that's the way I teach, I learn. That's the way how I execute the stuff. I'm not going to, for example, I'm not going to, when I was doing Venga Chiva, I didn't do a Venga Chiva to a person until I learned how to do the Venga Chiva, if that makes sense. For example, if I'm going to do the Venga Chiva on the Ahmada, I have to know the timing of the Ahmada, how fast I have to go in, and what is the exact point that I have to go to the Ahmada. Because you don't just do Venga Chiva, right? And Venga Chiva is just a basic. There's many other movements, but it's like I wouldn't do, or let's put another movement, the backflip or mostao, right? I wouldn't do a backflip or mostao if I don't know how to duck, how to pull my arms, where to look, how to so it's little details that I have to learn before me doing the backflip. And I wouldn't teach something that I don't know how to do myself. For example, I wouldn't teach berimbau if I don't know how to play berimbau. It doesn't make sense to me how societies today's days, there's a lot of people out there teaching stuff that they don't even have. I wouldn't teach a kid how to drive if I don't know how to drive, if I don't have a driver's license. So it makes no sense in my head how we can teach somebody how to do something if we don't know how to do it. I'm not going to teach you Venga Chiva if I don't know how to do Venga Chiva. I wouldn't teach you Jinga if I don't know how to do my own Jinga. So it doesn't make sense. Or I wouldn't teach berimbau if I don't know how to play berimbau, right? And which is very crucial for us in the capoeira community, especially teachers or instructors, to learn berimbau, who is going to lead our rodas, right? So we have to be very organized on those points for us to be able to know the road where we're taking our students. And let me pause there really quick, because I'm going to give away this hat right here. I have right here with me. This beautiful beanie is very, very similar to the one I have right now. This is going to come out the 15th. Make sure, if you are watching, look at the beanie. If you're not watching, if you're listening to our podcast right now, I'm giving away next week, the 15th. I'm going to announce, I'm going to select the person on Thursday, and I'm going to post it on the episode of the 15th, which is next Friday. So make sure you go there, follow instructions on the video of the podcast, go to the Instagram or Facebook, and just follow instructions there, okay? And to finish here, the number one, and I think this is the most important for us of these points, at least the most important for me, is to stay informed with anything, okay? So for example, on the sense of, I'm going to be informed of especially human body, okay? Because we're dealing with human people, right? Human people. I'm pretty sure it's human people. So we're dealing with humans, right? So we have to understand how a body works for us to be able to teach something. We shouldn't be teaching something that is going against of where far you can go. For example, I'm not super bending on my back. I'm not really flexible on my back, because my lower back and my shoulders are very tight, and I know my limits, right? if I see somebody that is super tense, super uh, stiff on their body or shoulders, I'm not going to have them start doing a bunch of bridges, okay? Because that's not going to get them where I want to get them. From my perspective, I research how I can create conditioning for you to get to the bridge, and then eventually you are going to get to a bridge. But again, we have to trust the process, right? Or the person in front of you have to trust the process. And how you make that person trust your process? By staying informed and stay up to date with any conditioning, right? We have to create body conditioning. We have to make the body aware of the movements we are going to to create, although those body skills that we start adapting to that person. So if we stay informed, the instructor or the teacher stay informed, stay aware of how we can adapt our teachings to that person in front of us. And the best way for us to learn how to teach is to stay informed and to be also students. We cannot be teachers or um, or instructors before be a student. We have to be a student, a practitioner, to be able to teach. Okay, so it's, again, it doesn't make sense to me somebody is going to teach me something if they don't know, if they don't have it, right? I can probably tell you where to go for you to be able to do backflips. Oh, I'm sorry, to do backflips. I think on the backflips. To do what you want to do. For example, backflips, right? I used to do backflips. I know the basic of backflips before I crashed, and I can get you there. But if a person knows how to do backflip and can do the backflip anytime, I will tell that person to teach you backflip. Okay. But I'm better at other stuff in capoeira. I will teach you what I know. I will teach you what I know how to do. I wouldn't teach you something that I don't know how to do. But I stayed informed. I stayed up to date with any information out there about conditioning, about exercising, about workouts, about anything. And again, I'm not a personal trainer. I'm not a doctor. I'm not anything. This is by my personal experience. Okay, is pretty much I'm sharing here with you my personal experience, because this is the Capoeira Experience podcast. Okay, so is I've been looking into a bunch of stuff, how to create conditioning, how to especially coordination. Que capoeira requires a lot of coordination because it's a lot of steps at once. It's all over the place. Okay, and the best way for us to teach that is for us to practice it, for us to understand and study that. Study so we can translate and pass the information to the person in front of us or the people in front of us. So it's better to stay informed. So these are going to be the 3 points, okay? Form, organize, and stay informed. Those are the 3 points for me take care of my students. Form, organize, and stay informed. Okay, so let's study, stay informed. We shouldn't be passing information that we don't know. We shouldn't be passing information that we don't have. And most important, we shouldn't be passing in information that we don't practice ourselves. So for all my friends out there, thank you so much for listening. You guys rock every time. So follow. Remember, I'm giving away the beanie. Tombo. Okay. So this beanie is beautiful. is blue. I seems kind of dark. Here, my hoodie is black. So this hoodie is blue, very also is a navy blue, but it's really really nice. I wanted to keep it myself. But this unisex, by the way, is beautiful, super soft, man. Keeps my head warm, especially right now, and is unisex. Anyone can wear. That's what unisex means. Okay. Make sure you go there to the Instagram, follow us, and follow me on the Instagram, the Capor Experience Podcast. YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel so we can exchange information there. Have some classes, have the interviews. Sometimes I've been posting the episodes, the audio there, so you can listening on YouTube. You can listen to the episode on YouTube, on your phone, on the radio, or anywhere you want. Also, make sure you give me thumbs up. Okay, like it, comment, and let me know what you think. Form, organize information, and stay informed. Okay, thank you so much, and peace. See you guys next time. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for getting this far. Remember, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up on Facebook or YouTube. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. This is going to help us and help me to get bigger numbers and bigger subscribers so we can give more information. Okay, please, if you're listening, I know you're listening, I know you're watching, please give me a subscribe, give me a like. Okay, I know you're watching right here or listening. All right, have an amazing day. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening every single episode, especially the episode we just did. All right, thank you so much. Peace.